No, I did not see it coming. I was getting ready for my prom, getting out the shower, and I got a call from Jay Brown, who works for Jay-Z, and he just told me, it was a nice run, kiddo, but gotta let you go. So that was the end of it, and I just kept it to myself for like 6 months. I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to deal with the questioning and all of that, so I just kept it to myself, and finally people started hearing it through the grapevine.
You kind of had like a mentor relationship with Jay-Z during that time?
Yeah, he was definitely a mentor. He was like a father figure.
Teairra Mari hasn't forgotten the way the music industry used her, and she's still holding grudges against those who essentially destroyed her career because they were intimidated by her talent. She doesn't mince words, pointing fingers directly at Beyoncé and Rihanna, claiming they played a role in what went wrong. Teairra went from being Rockefeller's golden girl to suddenly broke, blackballed, and blamed for her own downfall. One moment, she was celebrated as the industry's next big thing, and the next, she was battling lawsuits, facing negative press, dealing with 50 Cent, and being dropped like a failed investment. Teairra says all of this wasn't just an accident. She claims, much like Nicki Minaj has said about industry tactics, that Roc Nation played a manipulative game, taking her earnings from her debut album and positioning her as a threat against Beyoncé and Rihanna, all while knowing she wouldn't be allowed to win. The pressing question remains, did Jay-Z sacrifice Teairra Mari because Beyoncé and Rihanna were threatened by her talent? That's the tea we're diving into.
The rock.
She's the princess.
The princess.
Yeah.
Okay, and what sets her apart as an artist from other R&B vocalists, female, that you think?
I just say, like, she's young, you know what I'm saying? So the integrity and the truth in what she's saying, you know what I'm saying, mixed with how she's really a sweet, innocent girl if you speak to her, you know what I'm saying? But she's seen a lot, so her twist on it and her take on it is unique.
When Teairra Mari's career began, it seemed like nothing could stop her rise. Her mentor, Big Mike from Kiss Productions, had been circulating her demo until it landed in L.A. Reid's hand. Reid listened once and immediately recognized her star potential. By the time Teairra turned 16, she was signed to Rockefeller/Def Jam Records. It wasn't just her voice that caught their attention. Teairra had the looks, the charisma, and an urban style that Reid and Jay-Z believed could make her a commercial powerhouse, first within the Black community and later to wider audiences as her brand grew. Every step was carefully planned. Her debut single, Make Her Feel Good, dropped in 2005 and exploded onto the charts. Despite being a teenager, people quickly connected with her music, and Jay-Z knew they had found a gem. Teairra was crowned the Princess of Roc Nation, her face appearing everywhere, from red carpets to interviews. But just as her career was gaining momentum, things began to stall. Not because Teairra didn't want it, but because label politics and internal disputes got in the way. Rockefeller faced creative and financial issues, and disagreements about the direction of the label's artists created friction. Jay-Z wanted more control and eventually became president of Rockefeller, taking charge. What Teairra didn't realize was that Jay-Z's leadership would ultimately hurt her career. Beyoncé, already his girlfriend and riding high on her solo album, Dangerously in Love, had immense influence. All it took was a few words from her. During a performance, Beyoncé watched Teairra and the other artists, and afterward told Ella Reid that Rihanna was a beast. That subtle remark shifted focus and set the stage for what was to come.
Signed Rihanna, and we had a showcase. And at the showcase, there were two artists performing. Her name is Teairra Mari, and she's a really sweet girl. And the truth is, I was paying a little more attention to her than I was to Rihanna. After the showcase, Beyoncé just gave me one of those looks, and he said, that Rihanna girl, she's a beast. And she looked away, right? And I was like, so I did a Rihanna double take. But it wasn't as though I didn't believe in Rihanna. I love that girl, right? But I paid a little more attention when Beyoncé said that.
With Beyoncé's quiet nod, Rihanna started gaining traction, praising Beyoncé and signaling that she was ready to take the spotlight. Jay-Z's endorsement further fueled her rise. But it's important to remember that this attention didn't come out of nowhere. Before the label shakeup, Teairra Mari had been the one the industry was watching. While Teairra's career was stalling due to politics and maneuvering behind the scenes, Rihanna began rising rapidly, benefiting from the connections, endorsements, and timing that Teairra had once enjoyed.
I love her. And so has she given you any kind of advice or?
Yeah, she actually wrote me this cute little letter and she signed it with her autograph. It was so cute. When when I first met her. And she wrote, she was telling me, just let loose when you perform and just have fun and be in control. Beyonce, definitely. I just thought she was, well, the first thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to be like, because she, despite all her success, she still remains humble.
Now, Beyoncé and Rihanna aren't really friends. They're more like frenemies. Despite Rihanna being signed to Jay-Z's label, they've never collaborated. So why did Beyoncé push Rihanna? Was it a favor for Jay-Z, or did she genuinely recognize talent in Rihanna? Teairra Mari believes it was the former, a strategic move by Beyoncé to edge her out without making it obvious. After Teairra's debut, critics and fans drew comparisons between her and Beyoncé, noting similarities in music style, vocal approach, and stage presence. When her album Rockefeller Records Presents Teairra Mari was released, Rolling Stone critic Christian Horde wrote, "Apparently Jay-Z just can't get enough of Beyoncé. Having scored The Real Thing as his girlfriend, the Def Jam Prez is releasing records from a couple of pretty young things who obviously spent some time studying Miss B's playbook. The debut from Detroit native Teairra Mari is full of Nolesian crooning and redacted appeal." The comparisons were relentless. Def Jam even assigned Teairra Beyoncé's parts from Destiny's Child's Lose My Breath, while Rihanna was given Kelly's parts, effectively positioning Teairra as the next big star, but also creating a setup for Beyoncé to squash any potential competition. Beyoncé didn't need to do much. A few words were enough to tip the scales.
I got dropped from Rockefeller on my prom day. They didn't know.
For the prom?
Yeah, honey, getting ready. I was putting lotion on my legs, got a phone call, ring. Hey, yeah, we're gonna be letting you go. I was like, oh. I didn't even tell anybody that day. But, I was depressed for a little minute. I got back up. I was only 18 years of age. So it was time to get back up, get back out there and just show my resilience. And that's what I'm doing now. And I'm here, new deal with Warner Brothers, for real. So God is good.
At the time, everyone assumed Rihanna was just a one-hit wonder and wouldn't last in the industry. Now, she's being mentioned alongside Beyoncé, sometimes even being called potentially more successful. That must have stung for Beyoncé, but the one who truly got the short end of the stick was Teairra Mari. She was dropped from the label right as she was preparing for prom. Jay-Z didn't call her to explain, despite claiming he would look out for her. That's when Teairra learned the harsh reality. In this business, no one is truly your friend. People will tell you what you want to hear if it benefits them. Teairra tried to recover with a deal at Warner Brothers, but momentum is everything in music, and once it's lost, it's nearly impossible to regain. Even her songs like Sponsor, which should have been hits, got little to no support. BET banned the video, claiming it was detrimental to young women, while Rihanna's star continued to rise globally. Clearly, someone was working behind the scenes to remove competition. Eventually, Teairra shifted focus to love and hip-hop, which didn't help her music image and may have even hurt it further. She never fully reached her musical potential, and ongoing issues with 50 Cent over money owed further derailed her career. Fans and industry observers still talk about the injustice. Teairra was the girl we knew, and I was so surprised where she went until I saw her again in love and hip-hop. I guess Teairra wasn't willing to play the game with them. Also, maybe Teairra wasn't fawning all over Beyoncé like everyone does when they meet her. I love Rihanna as a singer and a businesswoman, and she sings the songs that fit her voice, but her singing is not beast mode. Beyoncé was wrong for that. Yes, Beyoncé may have felt some competition with Teairra. So, what do you think? Was Teairra Mari a real force in the industry, and did Beyoncé intentionally push her out of the way? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Haley Reporter on your way out. Catch you in the next video, baddies!